Children of man, the shade of my beloved is no more, and I shall forever be in your debt. By the deeds are we set free, and free we shall remain, as long as I draw breath. Never again shall the dragons of Mericidia hearken to the lies of the Asians. This I vow.
Noble warriors, the dragons chose their friends well. Long have our peoples waged war, but no more. Your fallen lie beside our own. By our words and deeds shall we honor their sacrifice.
You would make peace with Ul'dah, then? We would be proud to call you our allies. Then let us put the past behind us.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend. And you have proven yourselves worthy of our trust. It is the Garleans who are deserving of our fury. I shall see that my brethren learn the truth of this day, and rally as many as possible to the cause, till we meet again.
And thus did we make allies of the Amalj'aa.
It would certainly seem that way. The Sultana will be pleased. Let's go and give her the good news, shall we?
He's probably thinking of Arenvald. Sometime earlier, inside Paglth'an Tower. Ah. The squish!
What in Ralga's name happened here?
The gods only know. But you can bet these poor sods aren't here by choice.
Quickly! We've got to get them free!
Are you sure you want to do that? No. Hold on, bro. Yeah, see, bro.
Get back!
They're probably tempered.
No! What have I done?
It's too late for them! We're leaving, now!
What? Wait, whoa. Is that a freet?
No!
Oh, come on, Arnold.
We came together and we're leaving together.
Arnvold, please. Also, is that Lunar Ifrit? What? Oh, hey, Estidian. I should have known you'd be the one to end it. Mayhap now Tiamat will find some measure of solace. To see the Amalj'aa fighting alongside us brought to mind the Zun of the Crystarium. I pray that our people can forge bonds as strong as those of our counterparts in the First. That's right, because they were the first version of the Amalj'aa. From what I could tell, there didn't seem to be many Imperial in the vicinity of the tower. Hopefully Arnvold will have used this opportunity to get in and out undetected. Yeah. Yeah. Tiamat did all she promised and more this day, but I doubt that she will be satisfied. Nay, she will fight on in defense of her children, whosoever they may be. It will take more than a single victory to wash away all the bad blood between men and the Amalj'aa, but one has to start somewhere. Though the day is won, thanks in no small part to thy valor, the Telefori are far from defeated. Yet be that as it may, 'tis only right that we rejoice in Lunar Bahamut's banishment unto the ether. While it would be too much to hope that we have seen the last of Fandaniel, we have dealt his schemes a telling blow this day, and that alone is cause to celebrate. And celebrate I will, when we have received word of Arnvold's safe return. Yeah, about that. Let's see, let's grab the crit materia. That's not crit. When the dust settles, Alphanode is minded to share his account of the events that unfolded in Paglth'an with the Sultana. Standing around here worrying is not going to help matters. Come, we must discuss the day's events with Pippin and her grace. Brave scions! Would that I could treat you with a hero's welcome, but I bear urgent news from the Phronistry. Stary. Your Grace, whatever is the matter? As our troops withdrew from Paglth'an, they came upon the 2 scouts sent to the nearby tower. I have yet to hear a full account, but it seems that one of them, your friend, I believe, had been wounded, and was being dragged away by the other. Oh man, the head shake. Oh no. I must go. Forgive me, Your Grace. What, Big Brother Estinian's gonna go help him? Nah, that doesn't sound like Estinian. Can you tell us aught of Arnvold's condition, Your Grace? The wounded scout. Not save that it is grave. The neurosurgeons tend to him even as we speak. The infirmary must be inundated with the wounded. If all of us go, we'll only get underfoot. Brilliant, Estinian, would you mind going after Alphanode? He may need some support from someone other than me. He's got to get both of his older siblings. I mean, Estinian's not exactly the one to want to do that, but he knows that he should. Thank you. The rest of us will see that the relevant people know what took place in Paglth'an. Come then. Come on then. Let's see, where's the Or it's the infirmary. I'm just gonna call it the infirmary. Looks like Arnvold's not gonna be doing too good. Oh, it's right there. Okay. We're by the Alchemist Guild. I guess that makes sense. It's the Alchemist Guild, right? Yeah. Oh, there's Fordola. Instead of standing there gawping, why don't you tell your friend to stop whining like an underfed dog? People are fighting for their lives in there. But like, please, tell me something, anything, Alpha Node. Another one come to see the lad in silver armor. Master Denelmont is attending to him as we speak. If you would be so kind as to wait. When did Mr. Demi Elliot, okay, Demi Elliot say, tell me his words exactly. Enough, Alpha Node, this isn't helping. Let them do their work. But, you're right, forgive me. When we said our farewells to Arnvold, I was afraid that something like this might happen. But now that it has, all we can do is wait. Yes. Yes, Alpha Node.
Fordola, have you been waiting here all this time?
We have done what we can. The rest is up to him.
May we see him?
I do not think that wise. You must let him sleep.
Thank you for bringing him back. He owes you his life.
No, she owes him her life.
I just wish I had been there.
And what would you have done?
Perhaps, I don't know. Perhaps I could have...
Oh, good, she's gonna go up and slap him. Oh, okay.
Could have what? Got tempered? Don't flatter yourself. You can't save everyone. No one can. Not even the warrior of bloody light. People die all the time, for no good reason. And those who take up the sword die quicker than most. If you're going to shed a tear every time a soldier falls on the battlefield, you'd best stay away. It's no place for the weak of heart.
Elfnod's grown, but he's still has a bit of that naive boy.
Victory cannot be won without cost. But all life is precious, and I refuse to shrug at its loss.
All life is precious! Oh, you need to grow up, little man. Before your sparkling ideals get everyone killed.
No, we did that with AR.
You're right. He is idealistic. But the world has more than its fair share of realists, like you and me. It's people like him who dare to dream that things could be better, and make it happen against all the odds. They are the ones whose names live on forever. The heroes.
Stinian saying this is great.
The battlefield's littered with would-be heroes. At this rate, you lot'll be next. And what'll become of your precious dreams then? They'll be gone. Like dust on the wind.
dreams worth fighting for don't die so easily.
Again, Estinian saying this. Wonder if Estinian was over there and I could have walked over and talked to him. That would have been funny. Let's see if he's actually over there. Yep, he is. That woman. She plays at scorn, but her eyes are filled with sorrow. Sorrow deep enough to drown in. I know. There's nothing more I can do here. Come, let us rejoin the others. Ahem. Her Grace invites the Scions of the Seven Dawn to join her in the fragrant chamber. Your comrades have already arrived. Will the three of you be joining them? We will. Stoic nod? Stoic nod.
Your Grace, pray forgive us our lateness.
Think not of that. I understand a close comrade of yours was wounded in the line of duty. Arenvold. It was at the Alliance's behest that he risked all, and we are grieved to hear of his condition. Rest assured, he will receive the finest care our chirurgeons can provide. On that you have my word. Now, we would share with you the findings of the mission. Pippin, pray relate to our guests the details of Fordola's account.
First Bahamut, now Ifrit. Or Lunar Ifrit, as Fan Daniel would doubtless have it.
'Tis now all but certain that the towers were conceived to facilitate the summoning of primals by those imprisoned within. Less certain is the means by which the Telophoroi constrain the wills of said entities to enact their designs in defiance of the pleas of their victims.
Mayhap they do not. If mere proximity to the towers is enough to make loyal servants of the Empire's mortal enemies, it stands to reason that the same is true for those held captive. They invoke their gods for the good of Garlemald, and in their disturbed state of mind, summon a primal whose form reflects their own alteration.
It all begins to make sense. Upon closer inspection, I realized that the towers bear a striking resemblance to a much larger structure which Urianger and I observed from afar during our visit to the Imperial capital. Assuming it too is capable of tempering those in its immediate vicinity, it would go some way to explain the swiftness with which the Telophoroi managed to rally so many Imperials to their cause.
While the situation in Garlemald is indeed troubling, I fear we have more immediate concerns. Ifrit was not the only primal summoned. At approximately the same time, observers at several other towers bore witness to the emergence of further such entities. For a blessing, none appear to wield aught approaching the destructive power of Bahamut, and the Grand Companies are moving to deal with the threat even as we speak.
You need to only tell me where they are, Your Grace. The Grand Company, Your Grace. Is that wise? Stoic fist bump.
Though we are aware that the task will not be easy, we would call upon the Scions only as a last resort. Pray, conserve your strength for now.
That's right, these versions can't actually temper.
After all, it was not so very long ago that you rid us of Bahamut. On which note, I am pleased to report that our talks with the Amalj'aa have reached an agreeable conclusion. They have pledged their full support to our cause. It is our hope that this historic agreement will encourage other tribes to join us at the negotiating table. And I know that I speak for all of the Allied leaders when I say that we will welcome them with open arms at such time as they do. Of course, this was only made possible by the feats of heroism performed at Paglth'an. Moreover, we shall not allow the sacrifices of those fallen in battle to have been made in vain. As hope leads to victory, shall victory lead to a new dawn for Eorzea.
May these words ever be our guide, Your Grace.
Now, if you will forgive me, I must consult with the Syndicate on the matter of our new allies' integration. Till next we meet, my friends, I bid you safe travels and blessed respite.
Well then. I guess that was Primal Ifrit that we saw. Amidst the great push for peace with the beast tribes, we would do well to remember that the old prejudices yet remain. It is a delicate political dance, and I do not envy the Sultana her task, nor any alliance leaders. If there is no reason to linger, I will take my leave. Oh, Stinian, you just got here! Stick around! Alphinaud knows only too well that sacrifices are an unavoidable part of conflict. But knowing something does not change how one feels about it. You yourself have shared the adventures of Arenvold, have you not? Then I shall say no more. With the secrets of the towers thus laid bare, our duty to prevent further abductions taketh on new import. Fail in this, and our enemies shall punish our negligence with the plague of primals. Even without the threat of tempering to contend with, the Grand Companies have quite a task on their hands. Regardless of Her Grace's protestations. To the contrary, it may be best to dispatch a few of our own to assist in the endeavor. Remind me to mention it to Tataru, would you? Though we have won our first battle against the Telophori, and made significant discoveries to boot, the war has scarcely begun. We must steel ourselves for what lies ahead. Right then, unless anyone has any objections, I think it's about time we return to the Rising Stones. And that includes you, Alphinaud. Arenvold is in good hands here. Of course. You would doubtless mock me for pacing about the infirmary. Let us retire, then, that we might regain our strength in readiness of the coming challenges. If all are in agreement, then, I shall let Kryl know to expect us. A hot bath and a hearty meal shouldn't be beyond arranging with the time available. It will be good to be home. I have some thinking to do. Yes, I'll try asking him, and thank you. I shall look forward to it. Our comrades eagerly await our return, and Kryl in particular has a few matters she is keen to discuss, one of which concerns you, Estinian. Believe it or not, you will join us, won't you? Fine. Really? I thought you'd say something like, that Baldosian woman. If I refused, you would only pursue me. That's true. That's true. Let's get this over with, shall we? I think this is actually the end of 5.5, or very close to it. Let's see. Oh, that's the wrong window. Well, let's head over to Revan's Toll. Or, in Mordona. But let's go ahead and get in here, because this is probably going to be a long cutscene. Yeah, let's go ahead and watch the probable cutscene that's going to happen at the end here. Yep, there it is.
Welcome back.
Oops. I missed yes.
Thanks to Arenvold's selfless efforts, we may now be confident that we understand the function of the towers. But many questions remain regarding the reason for the summonings, and what lurks behind the looming edifice in Garlemald. Until such questions are answered, we will struggle to devise an effective strategy for thwarting the Telophoroi's stated aim. Nothing less than the destruction of this star. And so, given the gravity of the situation, I move that we petition the aid of Sharlayan.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah, all of them were like, wait, what?
'Tis possible the ancient knowledge preserved within our archives may hide a clue to our enemy's methods. But given Sharlayan's established policy of non-intervention, our former colleagues are not like to aid us in its discovery.
Yeah, they're closed off.
Oh, I well remember what they're like. The Forum's barefaced refusal to assist you in the days prior to the calamity must rank as Sharlayan's most shameful act since the Exodus. But were the final days to be reenacted, it would spell doom for us all. Surely even they cannot turn a blind eye to that.
I don't know about that, Kryl.
I trust we are all of the same mind on this matter. Urgent as it seemed, I took the liberty of petitioning the Alliance for leave to act as Eorzea's emissary, and have since received their blessing.
Okay, so Kryl's gonna go negotiate with them.
I presume your role as a student of Baldesion will carry some weight with the Forum?
One can but hope. If truth be told, our organization has been a shadow of its former self ever since the disappearance of the Isle of Val. But the name does still retain some degree of prestige. I only pray it will be enough.
Also, I did start Eureka.
If there are no objections, I shall depart for Sharlayan at once. But before I do, I should also mention the other matter to which I would devote some time during my stay. After hearing what transpired in the first, I began to question the true nature of Hydaelyn's blessing. A topic I have discussed at some length with Y'shtola.
Okay, that's why she said not to worry about it for that
We
at the
were
time.
wondering, when was the last time Hydaelyn spoke to you directly?
Oh yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah. Was it in the Crystarium? I think it was actually the Dragon Song War. Yeah. Because the Crystarium was different.
When you regained her blessing, was it not? But never since. Not in all your time in the first, when you faced the Unsundered, the very heart of Zodiark.
History shows us that Hydaelyn is able to awaken the echo in her chosen, convey her will directly, and grant the blessing of light. To our knowledge, however, she has not sought to intervene in man's affairs for some considerable time.
And why is that?
Might not the explanation for that lie with her choice of champion? Mayhap she is content to trust in her judgment.
Mayhap she is. But following my initial discussion with Krile, I made inquiries of my own. And as far as I am able to tell, Hydaelyn has not made her will known to anyone.
During my time in the First, the Oracle of Light spoke to me through Reen. But that was not the will of Hydaelyn. It was Minfilia herself.
Indeed. And while she and Hydaelyn were inextricably linked, Minfilia yet acted of her own volition. A messenger, yes, but one who spoke with her own voice.
I wonder, could Hydaelyn's silence suggest the presence of some disruptive force, perhaps? Some obstacle to communication? While I share Urianger's high opinion of your conduct, I see no reason why she would deny you her guidance altogether. Then again, who am I to say? The fact is, we simply don't know. But if the explanation is to be found anywhere, I can think of worse places to look than the archives of Sharlayan, and their research on the Ethereal Sea in particular. Resolved though I am to go, believe me when I say that I take no pleasure in the thought of leaving you a member short. Now, of all times. Estinian, we stand on the eve of a struggle that will decide the fate of this star. One in which we Scions may play a telling part, yet we are but few in number. And so I must ask you again, will you join us?
Alphinaud, please.
You see the world the way you want it to be. I see the world the way it is. You are idealistic to a fault. But I know you would never turn your back on those in need. Never close your eyes to their suffering. And somehow, your deeds lend truth to your words, giving the lie to my doubts in so doing. I have seen others draw strength from your belief. In Ishgard, in Ala-Mhigo, you inspired them to stand up and fight. To win, no less. And even when you lost those you held dear, you carried their spirit with you and made their memory your guiding light. The burden of so many hopes and dreams would be too heavy for most to bear. But you bear it willingly, as you have shown me. Some dreams are too important to let go. If you have need of my strength, it's yours. After all you've done, how could I refuse?
Yeah.
Thank you, Estinian. Whatever challenges await us, I shall not falter. You have my word.
And now, I may bid you farewell. Safe in the knowledge that all is as it should be. In this little corner of the world, at least.
You will be sorely missed. Tread warily in Sharlayan, and do try not to let the Forum embroil you in their politics. A forlorn hope, I know, given the individuals involved.
Oh, he would know.
I shall do my very best. Farewell.
By the way, I do know who is the leader of Sharlayan. I also know we do go to Old Sharlayan in Endwalker. Now we should probably get one more cutscene. Yep, there we go. Mirror Mile in the Imperial Palace, as usual. These little primal weapons? That'd be pretty cool if they were. I see there's several a bunch of ironworks weapons.
Well, does this one meet with your approval? Apparently not. Or could it be that you're still upset about
He wanted to fight the dragons, didn't he?
You are unwise to remind me of so costly a failure. It will not affect our plans, I trust.
Oh, hardly at all. Though, admittedly, the chances of us being able to procure any more Mericidian dragons are rather slimmer following Tiamat's reappearance. Oh, but the seeds have been sown, my lord. We have only to wait for them to quicken. Speaking of preparations, is it safe to assume that you will be ready to control you-know-what?
The hour draws nigh. This nation, forged for Ascian ends, will finally prove its worth.
A mighty empire, now no more than an instrument of this star's destruction. What a pleasure it will be to put it to use. Which brings me back to our earlier topic. My lord, while I appreciate that it is not an easy decision, it really is past time you chose your weapon.
There is one that I have been meaning to test.
It's gonna be the scythe, isn't it? I've seen his scythe before.
Well, not quite what I was expecting. Though I will say, it does seem rather apt.
They're not gonna show it? Oh well. Almost done. This is the last. This should be the end of 5.5. Let's go ahead and talk to everyone, and then we'll wrap things up for today. If I am to pursue this course, I must be prepared for the hardships that lie ahead. If you've need for my lance, I'll be ready. If not, I'll be reserving my strength in preparation for the next battle. But since you are here, I have a question. The Scions are in close contact with the East Algernon Trading Company of Krugane, yes? I was wondering if they could place an order for some sun-dried squid. I don't seem to be able to find it in these parts. Okay. Though we know not the full extent of Telophories' schemes, preventing further abductions must take precedence above all else, for therein lieth the key to depriving our enemy of its most potent weapons. But they've got Xenos. That's their most potent weapon, right? The sudden appearance of the towers will surely not have escaped the forum's notice. I would like to think they would be receptive of Kryle's request for cooperation in investigating the matter. Sorry, I can't say that with a straight face. But unfortunately, their reputation would suggest otherwise. Right, because he actually didn't study at the Studium. But Alpha Node, Alize, I believe Y'shtola and Urianger all studied at the Studium, and Kryl. But I don't think Thancred did. It strikes me odd that rather than marching on one of the city-states, the Telophori have so far made only sporadic attacks. I doubt they'd go to the trouble of putting up all of those towers, if that was all they had in store for us. None can deny that Hydaelyn's blessing has been a great boon to our cause, but much remains unknown with regard to her true intentions. Given everything we have learned from our encounters with the Ascians, we must keep our minds open to any and all possibilities. Amidst all the fighting, it's easy to forget that what we have achieved, isn't it? I mean, we cured Tiamat. Tiamat, for heaven's sakes! You will tell me if I've become insufferably smug, won't you? Why change? Because the way things are going, it feels like a definite possibility. Elsa, you've been smug this whole time. What do you mean becoming smug? Well, it looks like I'm going to have a busy few moons. Not that I ever seemed to be anything but. Thancred's got me dispatching troops to every corner of the realm, which is not to say I don't trust the Alliance, because I do. But when it comes to putting down primals, nobody does it better than us. Well, than you lot, and more accurately. You won't catch me trading blows with a primal in the near future, but for every fell fiend you vanquish, there's countless meals to arrange, baths to fill, sheets to wash, stores to replenish, and the list goes on. Coin to be made. People to be scammed, I mean, what? Which is where I come in, and gladly, mind you. It's the least I can do to support the scions who risk life and limb, like poor Arnvald. I wish there was something we could do for him, but we'll just have to settle for saying the odd prayer and keeping the roof over our heads. It wouldn't do to have him come back to a complete shambles, now would it? But that's enough of my rambling. Off you go and get some rest. If there are any developments, I promise you'll be the first to know. Not for naught.